Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. It's time for a new card challenge. The theme is shaped cards. Make a card that isn't the typical rectangle or square shaped card. So you really can be very creative with this challenge. For my first card, I'm using an MFT Blueprint set. This is number 33 and it is still available. And I really love this shape. It's an angular shape. It's not really a hexagon since the sides aren't all the same length. I'm using an A2 size card base, and this is one that's folded on the short side. So I'm just going to lay the die right on top and have the very edge, so that left-hand side edge, hang off of the fold. That way when I run it through the die cut machine, I don't just cut two pieces of this shape. I want it to be one piece where it still has that crease together. So I just wanted to flip over the card base so you can see there's just that little bit left of the die hanging off. So now I've run it through and you can see it has the fold on the left hand side. And you could do this with any shape die or you could cut your own design. For the pattern paper on my card, I'm using some leftovers from From Lizi's May 2020 card kit. I'm also using some gold pearlescent paper. This was left over from one of From Lizi's add-ons. Always keep those extra pieces. So I use the same die to cut the background. I love how it has that stitch design. If you flip the card over, you will see just that sliver of the gold paper overhanging, but it's not very noticeable. Now I use another one of the dies to cut this smaller piece with the floral paper. I'm just layering this on some green cardstock, and you can see I do have a word cut out of the background. I only had this small piece of green left over, so I used that background just to save on paper, and nobody's going to notice it anyway since it's all covered up. So I'll just adhere this piece onto the gold. I love these colors together, it's so beautiful. For that green matted layer, I just used my scissors and cut a very thin frame along the outside edge. Now I'm going to work on the sentiment. This is a Hello die set from Honeybee Stamps. There are actually 3 different pieces that you could layer all together, but I'm just going to use the 2. So I have the word, and I cut this out of that same gold pearlescent paper, and then layered it on this green paper that I cut out of that background piece. And I'm just going to pop this up using some foam dimension. I was inspired by Jen over at Scrapbena Creations for the theme of this challenge. She recently posted a couple cards using different shapes. She had one with a circle and then also one featuring a star, and I thought they were so creative. So if you want a little more inspiration, I will provide a link to both of those videos in the description box below. She is so talented. I really enjoy watching her videos. To add some embellishment to my cards, I'm using some flower dies from one of Queen & Company's foundation die sets. This is set number 2. It has 3 different stitched flower dies, and I use them all the time. So I just cut these out using some solid pink cardstock that coordinated with the flowers on that pattern paper. And then for a little sparkle, I'm using some Honeybee Stamps gem stickers. I love their gem stickers. They're real small, but they're the perfect size and don't add a lot of extra dimension. So there is my finished card, and I did notice that a little bit of the card base was sticking out on the back, so I just trimmed that off with my scissors. I really like how this card turned out. It's such a fun design, and it still fits inside an A2 size envelope. Now for the second card, I decided to use one of Queen & Company's shaped card kits. This is the Butterfly. They sell, I think, about 14 different shaped card kits. So this is a really easy way to make a shaped card if you don't want to cut out and design your own. So the kit includes a frame die and outline die. It has acetate and also some of the foam pieces, since the kits are designed to make shaker cards. You can still use the dies and make non-shaker cards, so that's really a nice option. There are pre-cut card bases included in the kit, but with that outline die, you can cut more once you use up the ones that are included. So you can see how everything is pre-cut and lines up perfectly. This is so easy to use these kits, and the cards are just adorable. I'm going to use Queen & Company's Friends Forever paper pad. This is one of their brand new paper collections, and it's really pretty. Lots of florals and bright colors. I used the outline die for this background piece, so it's just a polka dot paper. And then I used a tone-on-tone floral design for the butterfly frame. So first I attach that outline die, and now I'm going to adhere the foam directly on top. Now since this is a shaker card, it is usually better to work with it with that card base open. That way it doesn't accidentally flip and spill all of those shaker toppings. So now these are fairly large cards, so it does take quite a bit of shaker toppings, but that really is a preference on how full you like to make your shaker cards. So I'm using quite a variety of different shaker toppings in blue and yellows. And these are all made by Queen & Company. So once I have that filled, I remove the backing on the foam, and then I can seal everything in place with the acetate. And I didn't get it straight at first, so I did have to peel that off. So I'm just tucking some of those loose toppings back in place. And now I'm going to put my acetate on. And I find it easier to work from one side and just slowly place that acetate down. Now I'll put some liquid adhesive along the outside foam frame, and then also a little bit on the inside of the butterfly's body, just to make sure it's all going to stay in place. Press it firmly, and for this one I decided to add that little inside piece to the butterfly's body. So isn't that cute? I love the colors. Already gone ahead and stamped out the sentiment. The kit does include a small stamp set, and I love this sentiment, have a beautiful day. I stamped it on a stitched banner die cut. This is also from Queen & Company's foundation dies. And I'm just putting a piece of score tape on the back to adhere it directly onto the card. I'm also using some of these really pretty glitter flowers. These are made by Queen & Company. And I put some glue dots on the back, and then I'm just adhering them to the left side of the sentiment. And then just a finishing touch, I'm adding some epoxy dots to the antenna on the butterfly. Thought it added just a little extra detail. And there is my finished card. This was so easy to make using Queen & Company's shaped card kits. And I will provide a link in the description box for all of the products that I use if they are still available. If you would like to join me for my card challenge, you can head over to my Instagram or my Facebook page. Use the hashtag kristiescardchallenge if you are posting on Instagram. And since summer is basically upon us, I have decided to cut down to only 2 challenges a month. I know everyone's schedules get a little busier this time of year, so extending the challenges to every 2 weeks will give people a little more time to participate. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.